One important topic to discuss is the difference between needs and wants. Needs are things that you basically cannot live without. Another important caveat to the aspect of what your needs are is that it can be very different for almost every individual. So, your DNA is different. Secondly, depending on what your goal is for the next sort of timeline that you're aiming at for 1 year, 2 years, or 5 years, whichever time period you're looking at, from that perspective, you will be able to understand what your needs are. Because if you start compromising on the current needs for the future reward, but it is actually also hurting the work you can put in, the hours you can put in, the mental state that you carry with yourself, if those things start hurting in the process of you choosing to select lower needs, but not necessarily incorporate all the other things which are not considered normal needs, but that is something that you really need to incorporate in your life, because otherwise you will not be moving forward, you will not be progressing forward, or your path will just completely get changed in the process. This is where you need to know what your needs are and what your wants are. If you know what your wants are, because wants are more so aspirational, they are future state living without a particular timeline. Your wants are something that may not materialize simply because you don't have an actual timeline for you, but whatever is the most necessary things, basically your needs, those are more important, because whatever you need right now is going to change your sort of destiny for the next few years or so. And depending on your choices, let's say if you are actually putting yourself behind in the prioritization sequence of what your needs should be like, then obviously you're fulfilling lesser of your own needs as an individual. And if you fulfill lesser of your own needs as an individual, I'm not talking about wants, I'm talking about things that you've identified that you specifically require in your life to be able to operate at a higher capacity. That's where most things change, because once you identify what is necessary for you to operate at a higher capacity, whatever that looks like for your own life, those things need to be kept, irrespective of whether those things are considered needs by other people around you, your friends, your family, your wife, I don't know, your kids, etc., whatever it is. But if you do not fulfill your own particular needs, first of all, your sort of direction that where you're headed towards will change a little bit, and the timeline will also get impacted. And this is why identifying who you are prioritizing in all these needs, are you actually even taking care of yourself in the process, or are you just like putting 4 or 5 people ahead of you, but you're the last one? If that is the case, well, then obviously your goal, your direction, the things that you want to see, the things that you want to happen will likely not happen, because you put yourself much lower in the prioritization sequence. This is why this video is important, because if you move yourself from the bottom of the prioritization to the top, that's when you know what your higher quote-unquote needs are, so that you can fulfill your higher purpose, whatever that means. There's no higher purpose, but I don't think there's a higher purpose, but I think the higher purpose is just fulfilling your self-actualization piece, and that can obviously happen once your needs are taken care of, right? But nobody else is going to take care of needs, no matter what, emotional, physical, mental, health, financial. You got to do it. And when you put yourself as in the priority seat, now you know what are some of the things that you need, and you're bringing people into your world. You're bringing your family into your world based on the world you have created, based on the prioritization you have about the things you require within your life. And that's where the game starts flipping on its head. Once you fulfill all the baseline needs that you require to function at an optimal capacity, and whatever that optimal capacity looks like for you, you would know. I would not know. But you're happy, you're calm, you're mentally stable, you're actually moving forward, but without that sort of extreme stressors where you just feel like your life is not your own. You know what I mean? That doesn't help. Once you get past all of that and you put yourself up in the prioritization list, that's where magic will start to happen. And the reason that will happen is not because of, oh, you just putting in too much effort, but it's also because just your vibe, your behavior, your how you communicate, how you interact with the world will start to change, will come from a different place altogether. That's where people will be also drawn towards you, because now there's a new environment that you were able to create, because you identified what your needs were, you moved yourself up in the prioritization sequence, and now you're able to basically bring other people into your quote universe. That's it. I know a bit of repetition, but just wanted to get the whole picture clear in your head. Hopefully it helped. If not, I'll make it again. I don't care. I don't do this for followers. I just do it.